All right, guys, today we're working class number 3. So this is going to be our sit-up sweep combinations.
Oh, nice.
So we're gonna work on the sit-up sweep, we're gonna work on the guillotine choke, and we're gonna work on the kimura arm lock. So some highly fundamental techniques, very high percentage techniques from the Pedro Sauer curriculum here. So let's take a look at them and see how they go. Let's talk with the sit-up sweep first, but before I even use Ed, I'm gonna use my gift of mime to show you some details on this.
Get out of here, boss.
Thanks, brother. All right, so the first thing is when you sit up for this sweep, you don't want to sit straight up. So if I was looking at you like this, I don't want to sit straight up toward my knees. You want to always be turning. And I'll show you what that does to his arms in a minute, but just take my word for it. We want to be turning as we come up, and of course we'll go over. The other thing is my hand that's behind me. I just want to make sure you can see that that goes behind me. And I'm on my hand, I'm not on my elbow. So no Burt Reynolds here, okay? And then you want that hand to be as centered on your body as possible. So if I had a line going right up through my face, like through my nose, down through my groin, when I sit up, this hand is on that line. So that's something else to note. Let me see if I can do it this way and be good here. Where are we? So see the line my head is on, the imaginary line? When I come up, the hand replaces it. And that's just going to give me the ability to hold the most energy back. You know what I mean? Like I'm most structurally sound, I think is the way I want to say
That's a
that.
good way to describe it.
Okay, cool. So now let's look at the sit-up sweep itself, and then we'll go into the details of the guillotine and the kimura in turn. So I do the sit-up sweep anytime my opponent is already at or moving toward 90 degrees. So if he's leaning in, like down in here, the mistake I see is people will try it now. It's not time. It's super easy to get him to sit up though. So if he's already down, all I really need to do is just grab and pull and try to hold him down. And most of the time, people will automatically sit up. It's just it's a mind game with them. Say I want you down, they will be like, nope, I'm coming up. So I recommend anytime you practice this, you practice it by just pulling them in, and as they sit up, you're going to release the legs, come up. There's the hand behind me. My hips rise onto his thighs. Can you lift that? See how my hips are off the ground? And as I do that, I'm cupping the back of his arm. Here. Now look, my knee drives to the ground here, and then I just step him over. And we're in a nice mounted position at the end of it. Let's do it one more time.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, I think this angle's good.
I think it is too.
So, if he's already up, something you can do, and this is what I was talking about the angle of his arms. If I try to sit up straight through those arms, he's very strong there. So I'll change the angle of his arms by the way I sit up. Come up, cup. And the other thing to think about is that his hips need to pass his heels. I'll show that in a second. When I drive, I'm in the mount, we're good to go. Ed, I'm going to have you sit on your knees facing that way, please.
This way?
Yeah, let's get closer to the camera though.
What's that?
Maybe right here.
Perfect.
So when you're doing this sit-up sweep, guys, what you're trying to make, if I was sweeping him toward me, this direction, you're trying to make those hips go past the heel and make him sit on his butt. That's really all the move is trying to do. People try to do all kinds of stuff and drive him up like over and all that kind of stuff. All I need to do is drive my hips and make him do this. And the game's over. You got your sweep. So those are some important key details for the sit-up sweep. Now that we understand the sit-up sweep, it's time to use it in combination with two other highly used moves in Jiu-Jitsu. The kimura has its own entire series. You could probably buy 20 videos on kimura trap. And the guillotine is probably the second most used submission in all of MMA.
Yeah.
Right behind the rear naked choke. So let's look at these. Trying to think the best direction. I'm actually going to have you on this side.
You got it, boss.
So once again, Ed's in my guard, and I'm going to sit up as though I'm doing a sit-up sweep. And the idea is that Ed is going to drive into me, okay? But when he drives into me, he's still got decent posture. And we'll talk about what to do if he has bad posture. But he's got good posture, and that's going to expose his arm. So there's a couple things that are going to happen. So I sit up, and I feel Ed pushing in. his arm's exposed, but as he pushes in, I want to think of him as a train and I want to get off the tracks. I'm going to scoot my body over, and that jacks his arm out to the side, and I trap his leg. Now look, I should be able to sit up comfortably. I grab his wrist, feed through the arm, and grab my wrist. Now I lay back, turn to my side slightly, and my top leg locks over my bottom. At this point, I'm going to drive my elbow toward the ground and take his hand toward his head. Let's do this from a different angle so you can see all those details. I think this angle might be good. Let's back up just a smidge, if that's okay. Perfect.
Easy.
All right, guys. So, I come up, boom, he drives, I scoot over, and I trap his leg. So it's hard to see that from this angle, but you saw it from the other. Grab the wrist, grab my wrist. Here's where you're going to be able to see better. Okay, see this bottom leg? I'm going to bite up and grab it with my top leg. If I don't do it that way, Ed can use his hand to peel it down, and that might give him an ability to pass and defend. The last couple details, I'm turning my body to try to touch my elbow to the ground here, but it's my body that does it. I'm not pushing up with my arms. Come back here, Ed.
Yes, sir.
So I can't get to the ground because his shoulder's in the way. So just me driving my elbow into his ground or into his shoulder as I try to make his hand touch the back of his head. And that's our kimura from the sit-up sweep. All right. So the next one is going to be the guillotine choke. The guillotine choke is important, but what's going to happen is we're going to create a hole right here. Okay? And I'm going to do two things. I'm going to zip up my coat, so I'm going to do an action like this, like a shoulder shrug, bringing my hands centered to my body, and I'm also going to pull that in. In other words, we're going to take this hole that his neck is in and make it very, very small. Okay? I sometimes call it rock the baby. We're going to rock the baby. And we're going to lay toward that side. So when we do this is when we feel that his head is weak. So he's driving into us, but I feel like I can bend his neck. I can make him look down. And when the opponent looks at the ground, you can choke him. So let's look at this. I'll do it going this way first, and then I'll do it with the other side second. So again, I'm going to sit up to the opposite side just so you can see how the arm goes around the neck. Sit up, he drives in. Oh look, I feel his neck's down. I scoot my butt back. Lift your arms out of there, Ed. See how my butt is away from him? So I'm not underneath him. My head is in front of my butt. I drop my elbow below the level of his shoulder. And I come under and I'm grabbing my wrists. My hand comes under and I grab the wrist. Don't grab your hands. Grab your wrist. Boom. Now, I'm going to zip up my coat, rock the baby, and look, see how I'm bringing his head toward the ground as I lock this? Okay? And based on our sizes, I didn't even get the leg locked. It just, all that pressure coming in makes him tap. So let's look at it from the other side.
Other side.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything.
I got you.
So, I came up, scoot my butt back. You can even see it better from this angle. I'm under, my shoulder's under his, or my elbow rather, is under his. Lay to that side, lock, and it's all. Whew. The one thing of warning I'll give you, if you're practicing this with this, blah, 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 those aren't words. If you're practicing this at home, with all their weight sitting on your arms, it takes a second or two to let go. So just, if you're the person who's getting choked, just know it might take a second to let go, okay? But guys, this is lesson number 3, which is our sit-up sweep, our sit-up sweep to the kimura, and our sit-up sweep to the guillotine choke. Guys, let us know if you have any questions on that, but let's get training on 3. 1, 2, 3.